Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode 4 of FarmVille2 Country Escape live stream with Scott and Jennilee. However, we have a little bit of a hiccup this evening. We don't have Jennilee. Unfortunately, she is super sick, and her baby is super sick, and she can't be with us. So, unfortunately, she's not here, but we're still going ahead, and we have some fantastic replacement co-hosts tonight. We have the first person who I'm going to introduce is Treasure from our co-op. Treasure, are you here?
Yes, I am. Hi, Scott.
Yay!
And hi, everyone.
And everybody, Treasure, I called you Trevor. My partner's name is Trevor. Sorry, Treasure. Treasure is going to be watching the chat for you guys. And if you guys want to say hi, she'll interrupt me like Jennilee usually does. And she'll say hi, and you can bring up conversation points or topics. And we have another special guest with us tonight, and her name is Darlene. Darlene, are you here?
I am here. Hi, Scott.
Hey, Darlene.
And hello, Treasure, and everybody else out there. Hello.
Hi, Darlene.
So when I found out that Jennilee couldn't be here tonight, I put a request out for my co-op to see who would want to co-host with me in place of Jennilee. And I couldn't believe that I knew Treasure, well, I had a feeling Treasure would want to, but I could not believe that Darlene would want to. Darlene has been in our co-op for literally like 40 hours. That's it. Right, Darlene?
Right. I'm a newbie. Yes.
and so I'm thinking there's a new person here who's in our co-op who's, watched my YouTube videos and wants to be on the show. And I'm just like blown away because when I first started live streaming, I was so nervous and there was no way that I would have just jumped in like that. So thank you guys so much for being not nervous.
I was feeling nervous earlier, but not so bad.
Not so bad.
Oh, yeah. I was too. Definitely.
Awesome. So we're not going to do the usual segments tonight. We're not going to play the newsreel, but we do have news to talk about, and we do have lots of stuff to talk about. And if anybody on chat, just interrupt me, Treasure, if you see anybody chatting.
Jennifer says, hi, guys, and she's listening. And she says, thanks, Treasure and Darlene. You're very welcome.
And Jennifer.
Yes, we're glad to be here.
And Jennilee, you got to get better. So you got to rest up. And maybe, Jennilee, we can do a live stream for the European people, maybe like on a morning, like our 1 in the afternoon. I think for us, we'll put them in the evening for them around 8 o'clock. So maybe you can rest up, and in the next couple of days when Katie's sleeping, we can do maybe a part B to our live stream. But anyways, rest up, Jennilee. Thank you for replacing Jennilee this week, Treasure and Darlene. And I think what I want to do now, guys, is I'm going to bring up some news. So the news today, obviously Earth Day event started, right, guys?
Right. And I'm still on phase 1.
And Darlene,
I just finished phase 1.
I'm still on phase 1 as well. I brought it up on our live stream page so you can see my progress. I have a couple more steps to do on phase 1 before phase 2. But what do you guys think so far? Is it easy? Is it hard?
Well, I would say it's pretty much easy for the most part, comparing to the last challenge that we had. Should be a no-brainer.
Well, I know that the first few.
Right.
I know the first few levels are really super easy. You tend to get all the stuff you need pretty easily.
Right. Yes. Thanks to the help to the co-op, I was able to get by pretty quickly, and I just finished phase 1, so now I'm on phase 2. Yay!
Awesome.
Yes, because without the co-op, I'd still be.
So let's
still be back.
So let's talk about the co-op for a few minutes because we haven't really introduced you guys. So let's start with Treasure. Treasure, how long have you been in our co-op?
Oh my gosh, I felt like I've been in there forever. Since it first started, but I would say about a few months now.
And where did you come from before that? Were you in a co-op before our co-op?
Yes, I was in a dead co-op before this one. Like, it was horrible. I just didn't get any help. It was like I was in there by myself, and it had like 49 members to be exact, and no one would just never really was sociable,
And how long were you in that co-op for?
I was in there for about 6 months.
So was that your first co-op that you had ever joined?
Yes, it was my very first one. unfortunately.
Well, that's
Yeah.
okay. I was in a very slow co-op too before we started ours, or before I met all the awesome people in our co-op. So what about you, Darlene? Darlene, you're just new. Like, we know nothing about Darlene. I think we know what state you're from, but we have no idea who Darlene is. So Darlene, tell us about yourself and tell us how long you've been playing Farmville.
Right. Well, I've been playing Farmville, oh gosh, probably since like November of last year. So I'm fairly new. I'm like on level 47, so I feel
So
kind of, like a newbie. But
so when do you play Farmville? Is it something that you play in the evening and during the day, in the morning?
I I kind of play in the morning, and when I'm having like my tea in the morning, and then I look at it throughout the day. I don't play it as much in the evening. I'm more of a morning
I just got a key from the prospector.
player.
Oh, sorry.
Yay.
Well, I just totally spent a key on opening up a third pan. You guys distracted me. Oh well.
You need to spend all those keys you have anyway.
Yeah, I got a lot of keys. I've been saving up. Well, I did spend one on the last birthday event. I bought one of those spare hands. So Darlene, were you in a co-op before joining this one?
I actually tried a co-op just the other day. Actually, right before I messaged about getting into you guys' co-op, and it was kind of a little bit unpleasant because I wasn't real familiar with how everything works and cloning, and a lot of the terms are new to me.
Sure.
So I took some, I bought some stuff that I guess I wasn't supposed to buy. And I kind of felt like I got my head ripped off, and I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I put it back. But I was like, "Oh," I said, "I'm new," and so I just, I wasn't sure, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know if I even want to mess with this."
I've heard of so many people. I've heard of so many people starting in a co-op and then getting a bad taste because of the way that they were treated from the first time they joined, right? And
yeah.
When you joined your co-op, Darlene, did you just join a random one from the I guess not the mailbox, but the co-op tab?
Yes, I just joined a random. They kind of like they almost kind of give you ones to choose from, and I just picked one randomly, and just to see what it was about.
Sure.
And so I really kind of wasn't sure what was going on, and then I get into the chat, and I was like, everything was going so fast.
Well, you're lucky that you're
I bought the goods, and I wasn't supposed to buy them. I guess maybe because they were cloning them, and
So we have some chat, guys.
Go ahead, Treasure.
Okay.
Jennilee says, "Love it. Sounds good, and thanks again." Angela Parsons says, "Hi all."
Hey, Angela.
Hi. And MRFT38 says, "Spin those keys or Zynga will take them away."
And I think that's Frank, right? He was here last week, I think.
Frank? Okay.
I think so. I think it's Frank. Frank, if it's not Frank, I'm sorry I called you Frank, but I'm pretty sure it's Frank. He had a code name last time, or it could be Celia. Or who had a code?
It might be Celia. I think it's Celia.
Oh, okay, Celia. That's funny. That's funny. Okay, so the event. Let's go back to. Actually, before we do that, so what was I going to ask? I was going to ask Darlene. Oh, Darlene, when you were playing since.
And yes, it's Frank. He says it's Frank.
See, I knew it was Frank. It's the FT38. The FT gave it to me. I'm going to remember that forever now, I think, which is funny. So, Darlene, when you were playing before and you did an event, were you like totally not getting anything? Like you didn't really get far because you didn't have help?
That's correct.
So you're going to be pleasantly surprised in our co-op.
Yeah, if I made it through an event, it was amazing. Yeah. So I was like, wow, this awesome when we did the cloning earlier, and I got all the stuff. I was like, could we get like double? I couldn't. I'm still not 100% sure, but how it works. But that was
With the cloning,
great.
with this new co-op, like it's like the first time I've ever learned how to clone, and like if with these events, if we don't have a really good co-op, I swear it's impossible to finish.
I swear it's impossible too. I totally agree with you,
It
Treasure.
is.
Frank says my wife and I manage 5 farms. Oh my gosh.
Like real life farms?
Real life or
Crazy. That's awesome. That's incredible, actually.
I wouldn't have the patience.
Maybe it's
Besides,
maybe it's Farmville Farms.
if it's real life farms, I couldn't do it. I don't like
Right.
dirt.
I think it has, it has to be Farmville Farm.
So what do you do, Darlene? Do you have a job in the daytime or stay at home mom? What do you do?
Well, I have been a stay-at-home mom, but I started getting back out into the work field, and I was working in a lunchroom as a lunch lady, but then I moved, I relocated, and now I'm out trying to find something to do.
Sure.
I've been trying to find a job. Not the easiest. It's not the easiest thing.
And-
But
And
yeah,
Treasure,
that's kind of what I'm doing
Cool.
right now.
awesome. And Treasure, you're in school, right? You're taking some classes?
Yes, I am, and I also work full time.
Wow, that's a full plate.
Yes.
So you probably should be studying instead of playing on the
That
farm
is-
with us.
yes.
I knew you was gonna come to that. I finished my schoolwork early.
Nice. But you've also been talking to me on chat for like the last hour too, though.
Yes.
Okay, so let's move into another little segment that we usually do every week. It's going to be our mailbox segment, and I'm just going to bring up our inbox and see who has asked to join. Bren Lee, I'm sorry, you've been denied. Alexis, you've been denied. And Blackstar, it's so much fun to kick all these people, not kick them off, but deny them. I don't know, it's just it gives me a hoot. But anyways, we do have some funny names in our mailbox this week, so I'm going to bring those up on the screen so we can talk about them. And we'll start with this one. So we have Chaos Bunny. I thought that was a great name. Chaos Bunny. That is a pretty cool name for someone to ask to join. Unfortunately, we didn't let you in. But we do have a rule that if somebody is listening to our live stream and they are actually these people that we bring up, we will try to let them on our co-op if they want to agree to our rules. So that's kind of like a contest, I guess you'd say. So Chaos Bunny. Now the next one is hilarious. Now Treasure was around for this and Darlene wasn't around, but remember Ugly Guy Hater?
Yes, I do remember that one.
Well,
that was funny.
Ugly Guy Hater is back and requesting another entry to join our co-op, and they've increased by 1 level. So I'm like, wow, at least Ugly Guy Hater is playing, which is kind of awesome. So that's hilarious. And we also have Boss Hog Outlaw 66, who was also requesting to join for the first time. But Ugly Guy Hater and Boss Hog, if any of you are listening and you want to join our co-op, just send us a Facebook Messenger chat, and we'll be more than happy to add you. And then finally, we have a famous celebrity who applied to be in our co-op. And this is gonna shock the world. I'm gonna bring this up here, the last slide.
Is it Prince?
It's not Prince.
Oh, no.
Well, before the guy, it's Guy. I think it's Guy Fieri. He's driving diners and dives. You know who that guy is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Totally asked to join the co-op.
What?
And so I was like, sure, we should let him in. He might give me some good recipes for the Farmville kitchen that I try to do.
Yes.
But so Anne kicked him out quite quickly, as well as Bedrock. Bedrock B also asked to join, so we thought that was kind of a cute name. So we have five awesome names this week. Guy Fieri. Is it Fieri? Fieri?
I think it's Furry.
Who knows what it is? But I didn't even know who that was. I had to Google it, and then I'm like, oh, I totally watched that show. So I knew who it was.
I know because he's had a show, and I like to watch Food Channel. So sorry. And he had a show about a grocery game or something like that. And I was like, very interesting. You got to cook while you're in the grocery store.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like watching cooking videos. Actually, I like them more than home renovation videos, but I don't particularly watch the cooking channel very often.
Frank says no. He does not have. It's not managed farms, real life farms. It's on Country Escape. He said.
Oh, Country Escape. 5 farms, like 5 different accounts. That's crazy.
Is he? And then Cecilia says my reception is horrible, and she's gonna have to watch it another day.
Oh no, Celia! Celia, you're like a diehard live streamer. We love you so much, but that's okay. No problem. Thank you for coming and saying hi, Celia. So that is cool. I'm just selling some stuff on my market because I have too much stuff on my market. All right. So what else do I have for you guys? I've got. I found.
So can I ask a question about that?
Sure.
How much storage do you have?
In my barn, I'll bring it up. I have 420. How about you?
Oh my God.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm still a baby, so I'm level 49, so I'm right behind you, darling. I have 250. That's my storage space, 250.
What about you, Darlene?
I think I have 300.
Well, that's
Really?
I have 300.
Oh my God.
What about your silo? I have a 270 in my silo.
I have. I don't have that much in my silo. I can't remember. I just increased it. I want to say it's like 140.
I remember
110.
I remember when I had 100, and I was like, wow, when I get to 110, I'm going to be happy. And then I got to 110,
Right.
and I was like, wow, when I get to 120, I'm going to be so happy. I'm still not happy. I don't know.
I know it never seems like there's enough room.
It doesn't. It seems like that. Oh my goodness.
It's kind
It's
of
like you think once you like expand, it's like, oh, I'm gonna have all this room, and then you don't.
exactly. But it's part of playing, I think, and it feels really good to upgrade those barns and silos. So that is really cool.
And Frank says yes, 5 different accounts.
Wow,
Yes,
5 different accounts. He's an addict. Wow, that's crazy.
He's a busy guy. Him and his wife. And she has between the both of them.
So busy.
Oh my gosh.
So I brought up another screen on my internet window. Let's make sure you guys can see it. I'm just going to click on my box. Yeah, so you probably can't read it, so I'm going to read it for you. But we had a question from Loretta on our FarmVille2 Country Escape live stream page. So I'm just going to read it. And it says it's too involved to kind of ask in chat, so she's just posting it here. And it's asking, she's trying to get individual numbers on the Marie board to shrink back down to 2 or 3. Most of the co-op wants to do this. So she's obviously got some huge numbers when she's trying to get her Marie board done, and she wants to know trying to get them down to 2 or 3. And so she's asking, if I stop doing the board for a couple of months and numbers come down, will they stay low? If only I do my 20 personal when resuming, and then also if I do orders by helping others, does it affect whether Marie will increase my number? So what about you guys? Darlene, how are your Marie board numbers?
Mine, well, they kind of start out low, and then it seems like the more you get, or the more they increase. So yeah, once you hit the 20, it seems like they really start to increase.
So I've been doing a little experiment and bringing my numbers down by only doing a few of my goals. I usually only do kind of like 10 or 15 spots. Sometimes I hit my personal goal, but usually I don't. And I've noticed that my numbers always stay low. But it's kind of unfair for me to ask another co-op member to stop doing the Marie board because of all the timber that's involved. So what I'm going to do, guys, for the next few weeks, maybe a month, I am going to max my board out, and I'm going to get as many numbers high as I possibly can, just so that we can do a test after that to see what brings the board down. And maybe I'll start with just sending all my orders out to other people and asking for help. and we'll see if that increases my numbers or if it stays low for everybody and I can just keep asking for help. So what about you, Treasure?
Mine has been low. Past couple of weeks, I haven't been doing the Marie board, to be honest. So they've stayed a little bit low on my side until I get to the personal goal, and I think that's when it starts to go outrageous a little bit. But I've heard that it also had something to do with your level 2, I believe. It's just a rumor that I've heard.
And that's totally a rumor because I am proof that it is, like, I mean, 110. I have 110 and wants 110. Like, that's got to be the easiest board sell ever, right? Just sold 110. Can't even ask for help because it's so, all my stuff is so easy that I can't even ask for help. I just got to do it myself. But so I think it's not based on level. I think it's 100% based on if you do it. And it's the same thing with Eddie, and it's the same thing with the Mariner. If you don't do them, you don't get asked for huge numbers. And I mean, I've done my Mariner up to the second pin, and they were asking for a lot more numbers. But then I just stopped, and they've just come down like crazy. And same thing with Eddie. Eddie is like 3 tarts, 6 pies, or 5 pies, and 1 shrimp gumbo. So, I mean, super easy.
Frank says his barn is 940.
What?
Silo is 740.
On all of his farms, or just the one?
Is it all your farms, Frank? And what's your tips, dude? Like, are you on there all day? Angela says you never have enough room.
You never do. That's true. That's totally true.
I agree with Angela. You don't have enough room.
Okay, so we can't really answer that question fully because we really need someone to kind of test it out. So unfortunately, let me just bring up my webpage here. So sorry, Loretta, we can't verify doing it, but we're gonna do some testing. So I'll be the guinea pig. I'm just gonna from the next few weeks, I'm just going to ask for help on all my low orders. I'm gonna get the co-op to fill all my low orders because it'll be nice for them for all that timber, and we'll see if my numbers go up from asking for help, and that will be the first test, and then we'll go on from there. Now,
Frank says no, just 2 main farms. No, just the 2 main farms.
Gotcha. So he probably plays 2 a lot, and then the other ones once in a while. Could be.
Maybe he.
So has your Mariner as always been that way? Been low?
My Mariner?
Scott?
Well,
Yes.
No, my Mariner, when I first started doing the Mariner, it started going up, right? It started going up every time I did it. And then I kind of got not sick of it, but I kind of got bored just making Mariner stuff over and over again. So I just stopped doing it. And I'm way more of a social player. I like to go on chat and I like to be like, hey guys, what'd you have for breakfast, right? Or, I'm like, tell me about your day. And I'm more of a chatter than a player. I mean, I totally play. I play the events and I do all this stuff, but I don't get hooked on one specific aspect of the game very often. But that's how it's low now anyways.
Mine
like
is
the
not
Mariner
that low.
I didn't hear a word you guys said.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, darling.
I said I like the Mariner because I love getting the sand dollars for the Make It Rain.
Oh, yeah.
The Make It Rain pin is so good, but I'm so stingy. I just so stingy.
Please reveal, how many sand dollars do you have?
Let's figure it out, people. Okay, gotta go to my little tent here.
I'm guessing 100.
Is that the max? I don't even know if there's a max. I have 107 sand dollars.
I knew it!
107. So I have, and then I got quite a few. Oh, I have 100 red ribbons. Red ribbons, you can't get more than 100 ribbons, so I should spend my ribbons. I think I should buy a padlock or something. Or
Oh, really? They max stuff out then?
Definitely the ribbons do. I don't know if the sand dollars do because I have 107, but
okay.
And I know the money maxes out at 40 million, just because I've seen 40 million lots. And I don't think keys max out, or maybe they do, but...
Frank says, Scott is right with Eddie and the Mariner. If you stop completing it, the numbers go down.
Yay!
Wow. Yay.
All right, I want to talk about another subject. We have another site that I want to bring up on the screen, and I've got it up on the screen already. It's called Let It Rain FV2CE. This is a Facebook group that does something called raining. And what raining is it's a bunch of members who post the same kind of stuff over and over again. Treasure or Darlene, I'm not sure who's breathing really heavy into the mic, but I'm hearing some feedback. I think it might be Treasure.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Anyways, so Farmville Let It Rain, this site has 1,100 people, I believe, and you can join it and subscribe to it, and then you can see if I scroll through this page, it's saying please count to 10 before you buy. What these users do is you can request stuff. So if you're looking for event items or quartz or something, you can ask for something. So let's scroll down here and find one that wants to. Here we go. This Debbie Manson writes, "May I have some chives, please? Thank you in advance." And Dang Pixelberry writes, "I am raining and will include chives." So she's purchased her extra slots and she's putting up stuff for her friends on Facebook. And you can read that Dang also is doing a short rain for event items. We'll just keep scrolling down here and find another one. Susan is raining event items. Susan is the admin on this page, so she will let you in if you ask to join. And so it's just a way of when you join these sites, you're also going to be asked for Facebook friends. And typically, I don't have a lot of Facebook friends on Farmville because Facebook is for my Facebook stuff and not for my Farmville stuff. So I don't have a lot of friends that I don't actually know. But if you're wanting to get lots of resources, join this site, sign up, and make friends with all these people who are raining items, and then they'll show up in your game. And I'll just go to my game really quick, and I'll just show everybody on my tab for buying stuff. I think it's here in the chat tab.
That's so neat.
It is kind of neat. So you can see on my co-op tab, Christina, Anakin, Kathy, Kate, Rosie, these are all co-op people. But if I scroll down, I think I'll find anyways. These are all my co-op friends. And now it's going to make me lie. It's totally not showing anybody else. but typically, I do have some Farmville friends that are also my Facebook friends. And they'll show up and their raining items will be, they usually have 8 at a time. They usually buy all of the slots and post 8. So you need to make friends that you don't know, which is why I kind of don't do it. But you can totally gain. I know that Jennilee, she did this and she finished her last event in like 48 hours. She did the whole thing, all 5 of the things. She just
wow,
totally
because of that raining group.
Yeah, because they just constantly, not this particular raining group, but another group that she's in. So everybody was raining event items. So here we have Bridget asking for someone to rain cocoa pieces and gummy worms. And, Jacqueline wants to rain devil eggs, copper buttons, and wool. So if you're not in a good co-op and you need help, definitely go to one of these raining groups and sign up. Mm-hmm. And we recommend you go to this one because they are so gracious and allow us to post our videos in advance on this page. And we do have some listeners from this page. So thank you very much, Susan. And thank you very much for Let It Rain, FarmVille2 Country Escape.
Okay. Some chats here. Frank says he has the yellow and red ribbons are max as 100.
All right.
Jennilee says she has over 120 sand dollars. That's amazing.
Wow. And
Frank says he has 266 sand dollars, so have yet to hit a max. And Susan says, "Thank you."
You're welcome. Oh, Susan's here. Susan from the Let It Rain group is listening to our live stream. Wow, that's awesome. Yes, she is. She even posted in chat. That's me.
She said, "That's me." Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
So, Susan, I forgot to post a link on your site or a bump on the site for the live stream before we went live. We had to scramble today to get Treasure and Darlene up and running for Jennilee. So that I could have some help. So we were kind of a little bit unprepared, but we managed to get on time and have pretty much an epic show. We've been out here for half an hour, guys. Has it gone fast?
It has gone
really
fast.
Yes, it has.
See, Darlene was like, an hour? Are you kidding? What am I gonna do for an hour? And I'm like,
I know.
When I first live stream, I think I went 2.5 hours by myself without anybody chatting. It was crazy. It goes so fast.
Yeah, it was about 2.5 hours and I was up with you.
It was nuts. Treasure's been with me for like a long time. I've been on my live streams anyways. She likes listening to me, I guess, which is awesome because I appreciate that.
You have the radio voice.
Well, thank you. And, it feels really cool to be a celebrity, even though, there's how many watchers are in our page right now, Treasure?
We have 10.
So it feels really special to have 10 people in the world right now. Plus, I think you two are included in that. But 10 people who are taking their hour out of their Thursday nights and just hanging out, right? And listening to what we want to talk about, which is just kind of awesome.
That's amazing. And just come together just to have fun and to talk about our favorite game.
Exactly. So, next topic. So this morning, Dace, actually we didn't even check if Dace was around. Dace is from Sweden. She's in our co-op, and she said she would help out, but it was 4 o'clock in the morning for her right now. So we didn't actually get a message from her, so I guess she's sleeping. But Dace initiated a video chat with our co-op.
I missed it.
Treasure was at work.
No.
And normally all of the video chats, like, so on our Facebook page, I Farm, You Farm, our group, we have a big chat group with all 40 of us. And so when we want to, if someone needs help, they can post on that site. But the problem is there's a little icon on the top that has a video camera on it and the little phone one. And if somebody clicks it, it initiates the video chat or the regular chat, and it rings everybody's phones across the continent, right? All 40 people. And so usually it's a pocket dial. Like Karen's daughter, Naomi, she pocket dialed everybody once, and that's actually, Treasure, the first time that we kind of almost talked on the phone, remember?
Yes.
I was in a drugstore when that happened.
I think I was in the car and it rained because I have Bluetooth in the car, and I said, okay, boop, and it was like, hello.
and
then it went
click. It was just
click.
me and you. I think it was just me and you or something. And then of
Yes.
course, and then Karen's hanged up. But I've called people by mistake as well. Like I've been chatting, and all of a sudden I look on my phone and I'm calling somebody at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, no, I don't mean to do this. So anyways, it's quite funny. But this morning, we were asking for help on today's show, and Dace from Sweden said that she would help if she was up, which she's not up, so she didn't help. But she sees this button. She's like, how am I going to chat with you guys? And I'm like, you're going to chat through Facebook. And so she clicks on the video button for everybody, right? And so I'm at work, and I'm like, what's going on? Video chat. Okay, so I ran outside with my phone, got in my truck because I didn't want to interrupt my customers and my coworkers, and I answered the call, and Dace was talking from Sweden, and Jennilee was also on, and a few other people showed up. I couldn't stay very long because I had to get back to work. But Jennilee and Dace, one from Sweden, one from Texas, spoke together for, it must have been like almost an hour. It's just crazy.
Yeah, Jennilee said she answered to be silly and ended up talking to Dace for quite a while.
Yeah, and Dace is awesome. Dace has an accent from Brazil. I asked her, I said, where's your accent from, Dace? And she's like, where do you think it's from? And I said, it really sounds Brazilian or Argentinian or something. And she's like, wow, I'm half Brazilian. How did you know? And I'm like, well, my sister-in-law is from Brazil, so you kind of similarly sound like her. But because it was confusing, because I know Dace lives in Sweden, but I know Dace moved to Sweden from the US. And so I was like,
interesting.
Why does she sound so weird? If she's from the US, she should sound like you guys sound, because you're from the US. But she sounded weird. Not weird, but she sounded like we had an accent. And so she's half Brazilian, so it made sense.
Ah, interesting.
Very cool.
I'm going to be the next one to get to do the call.
Just the random call?
Just a random call.
I'm
just
like,
to do it.
3 o'clock in the morning?
Surprise!
Yeah, surprise. You never know. It could be my daughter, because she has the phone all the time. Bloop.
So I have another question for both of you. We'll start with Treasure, and this is involving online friends. So for me, Farmville was the first time ever that I've had online random friends. How about you, Treasure?
Yes, it was.
And it is. It was kind of weird, right? Kind of weird actually chatting with people you didn't know, but it got really cool. People were really friendly, and then people started talking about their exams and their kids and their lives.
Yes, I'm very proud of my kids, and so I am, as you know, I always post something about my daughter all the time. and it's just really cool to have that bond with you guys in a co-op and all that, because we're friends now. It was sort of odd at first.
Yeah. What about you, Darlene? Are you a part of any other games where you chat with people?
No, but where I was asking you earlier if you ever played the original Farmville, the first one.
Right.
And I did. I had a lot of friends that I met, and even in other countries, like in Ireland and
wow.
In England and stuff. Yeah.
Did you ever meet any of them?
I still have some of them on my Facebook that I'm still friends with, but we just, don't play the game. No, never met any of them, but
do you still converse?
With chat or, and co-ops were a little bit different on that game than they are on the FarmVille2. But,
sure,
well, sometimes, like on my birthday, they'll say happy birthday or something like that.
Aww.
But, yeah. So,
how about voice?
So how?
I kind of got used, meeting people that I really didn't know.
So that's why you were really quick to jump on when I said, "Hey, do you want to be part of the live stream tonight?"
Right, probably.
You had friends from your old Farmville game. Makes sense.
Right. So I don't know, but it's fun. It's nice.
Oh, all these ones. I'm trying to sell my stuff. I've got one fishbowl, one Cajun crab. I gotta start running out of stuff. Interesting noise. Sounds like a train's going by. Not me.
Yeah.
That was my phone.
Oh, nice. So I guess we asked Darlene if she's met anybody. Darlene, have you ever chatted, like voice chatted with anybody, any of these friends from?
Oh, actually, no. I just chatted through messages, but not
Gotcha.
actual talking on the phone, and they didn't really have like the the messenger with like now they do with the phone chat.
Yeah,
so.
It's really, really easy to.
Or we might have if we did have it, then. So.
Oh yeah,
But I don't know. It's not too bad. I mean, when you chat with somebody, messaging them and then you talk to them on the phone, I don't know. You kind of break the ice through the.
You do break the ice, but isn't it so weird to finally hear somebody for the first time? At least, Darlene, maybe not your experience.
That's true.
But, like when I heard Dace this morning, I pictured Dace completely different from her voice.
Really?
Right.
And same thing with Treasure. Like, I didn't know what to expect when I first heard Treasure's voice. But, I mean, it sounds like Treasure. Now that I've talked to her for the first time, totally suits what I thought she would sound like. Same thing with you.
Cool.
Jennilee doesn't like her voice. Jennilee thinks she sounds like a little girl.
No, she doesn't.
But I think I sound like a little girl half the times too. So
I actually have a coworker. This is a true story. That she really does sound like a little girl, literally. And every time someone calls for her, she's like, "Hey, can I speak to so and so who sounds like a little girl?" It's funny.
That is funny. Okay, so I do have another bit of news. Well, not really news, but another interesting thing I found this week. So, you guys know Zynga makes a lot of games besides Farmville games, right?
No.
Yeah.
They make Word for Friends, and they make, a poker game, and they do other games as well. And they have FarmVille2 Tropic Escape, like a tropical island one.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I saw that one.
Yeah, so I'm not going to talk about those ones, but they do have a really cool one. I'm just going to bring up a picture here real quick, if I can find it. They have one called Farmville Harvest Swap. Have you guys heard of this?
No.
So, those games where you match like five shapes, like kind of like Candy Crush, I think, where you match stuff and they disappear. You do like 3 and then they disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it's just like that. And so I downloaded it the other night, and I'm gonna play a video here. Let's try the video. Here we are, and you can see it. You'll see it in a second, guys, that come up. But basically, you just combine like apples and watermelons and water and corn and stuff to make 3 or 4 in a row, and then you advance levels. And they have like baby chickens that you can, get bonuses from, and it's all Farmville related. So they have Marie, they have all of the characters from Farmville, and I think they kind of scale it toward the Farmville2 end of it instead of the escape. But there's a lot of Farmville escape sort of stuff in it. So you can see me advancing to the next level here, and I've got to clear off 42 of one item and 42 of another. So you just combine stuff, and then it's really fun. It's they have like daily challenges, and they have daily quests, and you get special coins to buy things with, and power-ups and that sort of thing. So if you guys like that kind of game, it's a really interesting Farmville type of a game.
Frank says he's played Tropic Escape and Farmville Swap. And Jennilee said she'll answer me.
Jennilee says she'll answer you?
Yeah, she'll answer my phone call.
Oh, when you call, when you're the next one. Is it gonna be at 2 o'clock in the morning though? Or 3 o'clock in the morning?
I highly doubt that.
So anyways, that's the Harvest Escape or whatever it was called. Harvest, what was it called? Harvest Swap.
Swap.
And it's free.
So with those, does it have like, how some games they like coincide with each other? Will they have anything with Farmville2? Might have like an extra, and how like Farmville2 you can have some items sent to your Farmville2 country escape.
Yeah, totally.
You know how that is?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I actually have that open on my farm right now. I used to play Farmville2, like actually not used to. I still have an account, but I found that it was really complicated and a lot of different things you need to do. Like it was really involved. And it was more about farming and less about talking with friends.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I didn't really get into it very hardcore.
I didn't either. What about you, Darlene?
Which one are you talking about? I'm sorry.
Farmville 2. The Farmville 2 game, not the Country Escape on your phone, but the actual Farmville 2 on Facebook. Maybe we shouldn't tell. Maybe we shouldn't tell Darlene, because she'll probably start playing that and never can come back.
No.
Julie says, please
No,
don't
I
call
was
at
just
2
trying to
in the
think of
morning. She'll answer, but hubby won't like it.
Right.
Oh, that's not good.
I was thinking of the Farmville 1.
No, there's a Farmville
That
2.
was on Facebook a lot.
So is Farmville 2, though. There's a Farmville 2 that's just like Farmville 1, but it's got better graphics, and it's
Right.
it's just like Farmville 1, though. It's similar, I guess. But don't play it,
I don't
because
think I ever played it. No.
you're gonna get addicted to it, and then you'll never see us again.
No. I'm not leaving.
I know that I think Dora plays Farmville 2 from our co-op. I think Dora does both at the same time.
Oh, right. Wow.
Wow. I haven't been on Farmville 2 in forever. I can't even tell you what it looks like now, to be honest with you.
I might have went on it in the beginning, and then I was like, oh, I don't, because I was used to the other one. And
Yeah, you got to make fertilizer and crank fertilizer out. It's it's really involved. Like it's if you're into that kind of game, I'm sure it would keep you captivated for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
So I think that you have to like use the corn to make the fertilizer, I think.
Yeah, and then you have to ask friends for help, and then they get messages on their Facebook asking you to do stuff and clicking, and there's a ton of Facebook notifications that pop up with it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's not very, I mean, it's fine if that's what you like. Some people just make Facebook accounts.
Right.
Some people just make Facebook accounts just to play those kind of games.
Right.
So, what do you guys think about this idea? In our co-op, maybe we should make a poll, and we should play a little game called Co-op Survivor, where we vote a member out every month.
What?
Would that be horrible?
Yes, that would be.
It'd be like, okay, who's annoying us, and let's vote, let's get 3 or 4 people names, and then we'll post the names, and then they'll have to explain why they shouldn't be ejected from our co-op, and then we'd all take a big vote at the end, and we'd have one person that leaves every month.
Oh,
Wouldn't that be horrible?
that would be so bad.
Awful.
I always, like, it would be fun to make a co-op that was like nothing but drama. Like, you say the word Tuesday on the if you say something stupid, you get kicked out. Like, you could just have so many stupid rules, and make it really hard to stay in, and then do your weekly evictions.
Have you ever been kicked out of a co-op?
I have been kicked out of a co-op. Absolutely, it was not fun at all. How about you guys?
God. No, I actually left before I got kicked out. So
that's how this one was started.
I
actually.
I wasn't in there very long. Maybe an hour at the most, and I left.
An hour?
Did they eject you? Did you get the notification that you've been kicked out?
No, I left.
Oh,
like,
okay.
I said, oh, after that, I was like, I don't know, this isn't for me.
And
so you was in a co-op for an hour, darling?
Well, that's okay. She found...
Maybe I joined it, but then I bought some stuff. I was and then they're like, and then they didn't even they're just like, I guess they saw my picture, because when you buy it, or it says,
right,
and they're like, the blonde in the blue shirt took it. I'm just like, oh.
Quick, change your picture. Change your picture, quick.
Jennilee said I left before I got kicked out.
Yeah, actually, Jennilee, she removed herself before she got kicked out. I lasted a week. I knew it was coming. My exit from the last co-op, and during that week, I feverishly put everybody I could find on Facebook and created a new Facebook page, and then made the new co-op when I got kicked out. So yeah, that was an interesting week. To say the
Liz
least.
says hi.
Liz says hi. Liz, how are you? Liz is our Darlene. You don't know who Liz is, but Liz,
No.
Liz is our real life Farmville farmer. And so I have a little chicken on the screen. You can probably see my little chicken right next to the date. Do you see the date on your screen, Darlene?
Yes.
So that little chicken, I'm just gonna make it bigger. Give me 1 second to figure out my software here. I think I called that Liz's chicken baby is what I called it. I have to unlock it. So I'm going to make it bigger. So this chicken is from Liz's farm, and it was a baby egg that she cracked open, and then you could see the eyes and where the nose was. It was really creepy and sketchy. And so I ended up making a little icon and having it on our screen. So Liz has a farm, and Liz has ducks, or not ducks. She has chickens, and she has a goat now, or several goats from what it looked like. They were riding around in her car with her today, and she has
pictures.
She has a donkey named Rocket. Yeah, you saw it on chat, right, Darlene?
I did. I saw it on the chat.
So she's our real life farmer. So if you have farming questions, just ask Liz.
Oh yeah, I got an amazing recipe for homemade chicken noodle soup from Liz. From Liz.
Nice.
Nice.
So you've tried it, I guess.
I have not tried it yet. I will try it this weekend.
So if you're not in our co-op next week, we'll know what happened.
And Liz says she's exhausted.
She's exhausted from all the farm work, right? That's imagine what she means. I would imagine. I mean, just the stuff that she posts on her Facebook page and on just when you talk to Liz, it's no wonder. And I mean, there's so much stuff that happens in that household and videos that she posts. It's just an incredible, she's an incredible person. Liz, you're incredible. We love you so much.
We love you, Liz.
Anyways, what else can I show you guys tonight? If anybody on chat has any questions, how many people are we at on chat? Treasure?
We're at 9.
Oh, we lost somebody? That's okay, though, because that's pretty good. I think we've had consistently 9 or 10 people the whole time. Yes. Oh, I wanted to show you guys something else on the internet. The events. So you'll notice on our co-op page, I posted the events on where to find stuff and what the rewards were, right? You saw my post earlier?
I saw it.
Yes. So what I do is I go to Google and I type in the word Farmville events, and you should see this on your screen hopefully in a second. You probably can't read it, but It's on your screen. And the very first link that comes up is this FarmVille2 mobile announcements Zynga blog typepad. And when you click it, it takes you to the page that discusses the events. And so this is where I got this from, if anybody was wondering. And it talks about the Earth Day is here, and it shows you all about the event. And if you scroll down, it'll finally tell you new items and where to get them. And so I just basically highlighted all of this stuff and pasted it into our iFarm Facebook page so everybody could know where to find the events and what phase stuff was for, and then also the rewards. But it also talks about the boosts, and it talks about the temporary farmhands. And if you notice farther down on the screen, it talks about the Eggwards Egg Party. So anytime you want to know anything about a Farmville event or FarmVille2 Countryscape event, just Google Farmville events, and it's usually the first link that comes up. And it brings up that cool information.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Good to know.
Very cool.
Very cool. So I was also thinking about starting another Facebook group, and I was going to call it Farmville2 Country Escape Rant and Drama.
Rant and drama.
Because you know how there's rant and rave pages, right? For Facebook. I don't know if you guys have them like we have them in Canada, but there's like a town, whatever town you're from, has like a rant and rave page. And so I was thinking there's lots of Farmville Country Escape pages that have, you know, nice people on them and people that talk about their good experiences and ask for help and look for advice. But there's really no Facebook page that complains and that has drama. Right? Like, you know, like Darlene, I went to a co-op and I took someone's item and they said it was the lady with the yellow shirt, and there's nowhere for really to post her story and, you know, be like, suck them, right?
Right.
So I don't know how popular...
I needed that the other day.
Exactly. So I don't know how popular that would be with anybody, and maybe someone can co-start it with me because I already do a lot of stuff on the internet. But I think rant and drama, and you're not allowed to post anything nice. You can't say anything good about anything. You just have to complain, and you have to complain about people and how your co-op sucks and why your co-op leader is the worst and all of this stuff. I think it'd make an entertaining page.
I would think so too.
You should start it, Treasure. What does our chat group think? See if our chat group likes the idea of my rant, my FarmVille2 rant, and what did I say? Rant and drama and rant. Because I think ultimately everybody loves the drama, right? Like we all love watching TV drama. We all like listening about drama, hearing about other people's drama. We don't necessarily like having drama in our own lives, but we sure like hearing about it.
Jenny says, Scott, you're ridiculous.
Well, Jennilee, I'm sorry, but you know how my mind works, Jennilee.
And Liz says she had that soup again tonight.
Nice.
Save me some. Ship it my way. I will pay for it.
Send it on FedEx or UPS.
I will pay for the shipping. Promise.
You have to put like a heat pack in there so that it...
It'll probably be spoiled by the time I get it.
And that's how it's supposed to taste, she'll say.
And Frank says rant and drama, a.k.a. marriage.
Oh, a.k.a. marriage. So Frank apparently has a wonderful home life.
Liz says laugh out loud, marriage. And Frank says, I love drama.
I like drama too. I don't know. I think that's why I like playing Farmville with all you ladies.
Because you are the only man, right?
Well, I think your son plays, right?
Yeah, he's on restriction at the present moment, though.
Gotcha. Yeah, because, well, I kind of like being the only guy on the co-op. It's kind of cool, but there's not a lot of people, like, that get that. There's not a lot of guys who play. And, you know, ugly guy hater, you know, clearly that's a woman, right? That's got to be a woman. So... It's there's not a lot of guys who play. There was one co-op who started. There was a guy, and I was watching a YouTube video, and he called his co-op the Hen House.
Oh, that's
funny.
Because of all of the cackling going on, I guess.
Jennilee says Laura's grandson.
Right, Laurie's grandson also plays, but I don't think we have. And we did try. We did try. We had what was his name? There was a gentleman from Eastern, I don't know, somewhere in the East, who came on for a while. Do you remember that, Treasure?
Yes, I do.
I don't remember his name though. Do you remember his name?
No, it starts with a. Well, did it start with an A?
I'll start with an L. I don't know. Jennilee will
An
probably
L?
tell us, or somebody on the chat will probably tell us.
My husband, Liz says, my husband says it's a stupid game.
Well, there's not a lot of guys who find it really fun because they like the action, the shoot 'em up, the suspense, the stuff, right? I mean country biscuits. I keep going and checking out the same thing. So it's not really a guy's game, right? It's more, I don't know, like, I think, most Zynga employees are female. I could be making these. I'm not, like, you guys need to tell me what I should be making here because clearly, one biscuit, I just made one biscuit. That's not good.
Jennilee says, yes, she remembers him, but she doesn't remember the name.
I think he's still on our Facebook page as a member.
I am going to go check.
It'll come back to us as soon as you figure it out. But there's not a lot of guys. I mean, there's few. There's several. I'm sure there's lots, but it's mostly women. And I think women use Farmville. Labid, that's it. I knew it started with an L. I think people use it as a stress reliever, right? They just want to think about nothing, and so they, milk their cow and grab the wheat and feed the cow, and then they just want to think about nothing during the evening and just play Farmville.
Frank says, as stupid as stupid does.
Stupid as stupid does. That's right. I love the shrimp. I wish we had a shrimp boat. On the... Maybe that's what we'll get from the boat races if they ever get to us.
Right.
I don't know. Is it going to be like for co-op races?
I don't know. I've kind of tried to find some information online about the boat races, but I haven't really found much out. I've heard that they're not as fun as people would like them to be, but I haven't really found out much detail about them.
Why does your boat thing look like it's not together?
This one? Maybe Darlene has boat races. Do you have a boat race, Darlene?
I don't. It's not working yet, but the building is together though.
Really? Mine isn't.
I bet Darlene.
It doesn't look like that. It's all together.
You know what? I bet Darlene's last co-op had both boat races. And I bet it built it on her farm because once the co-op gets it, like once it's on your barn, your whole co-op gets it. So we're probably on the list at some point to get it, but Darlene was probably on a co-op that had it, and then now she's on ours, which she doesn't, and so it probably still shows for her. I'm curious to know, Darlene. You'll have to let us know if it goes away.
Yeah, I've never. One time I clicked on it and it like froze the screen. So I'm like, oh, forget this. I don't. So I haven't really messed with it.
Speaking of frozen screens, and I know we only have a couple minutes left before 9 o'clock or before our hour is up, but there was one more thing that I wanted to talk to everybody about, and I probably should have talked about it earlier because it's kind of one of those things where you want to hear about sooner than later. But we had a member of our co-op. Her name is Dora. And she had, I don't know if I actually put the video or pictures in the screen, but Dora had a problem with her game. And I think I might have actually let me just see if I can bring it up so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. Is it over on it might be on one of my chats. I don't remember.
Frank says last co-op he was in, he used to sing a lot.
He used to sing.
Yes. And Susan says they've had the boat for 3 weeks, and now it says it's in off season.
Now the boat says off season for Susan.
Yes.
So obviously they're retweaking it at Zynga to figure out what's going on. Huh. Interesting. I don't have the slides for Dora's problem, but what was happening was Dora couldn't connect to Facebook and she couldn't get on chat. And so we tried some troubleshooting steps, some random things that we try with everybody, and it didn't help. And so finally she emailed Zynga, and Dora's email apparently isn't working either, but her sending email is working. So she sent a message to Zynga, and the next day everything was fine. So she doesn't know what they did, but it clearly works to send help to Zynga because Dora is proof that if you send an email, they will fix it.
Frank says
Oh.
Dora the Explorer. Question mark.
Don't make fun of Dora. Don't make fun of Dora. Dora is like the most amazing co-op person. She's up 24/7. She plays.
Yes, she is.
She plays constantly. She plays in the ambulance, in the hospital. She plays absolutely. If you need something, if you need cloning help, you can ask Dora, and she will help you.
Jennilee says Dora the
Dedicated.
autocorrect queen.
The autocorrect queen. Dora says the most amazing autocorrect chat. Darlene, she's really funny.
She very much is. And sometimes, if I'm typing on my phone, I might say some things and I'm like, you know what I meant.
Right.
Liz says, bye, time to go for me.
Nice.
Bye, Liz.
Bye, Liz. Thanks for joining
Bye,
us.
Liz.
So, ladies, it's 9 o'clock. We've been on an hour, so we did it. You didn't think it was possible, but you actually talked to me about pretty much nothing for like an entire hour. Isn't that amazing how fast it goes?
Yes, it is amazing.
And now you'll get to rewatch the whole video, listening to yourself and and listening to our background
Whoa,
noises.
that's kind of scary.
You guys did so good. Didn't they do good? The chat room. Is there any final messages in the chat room before we go?
Angela says, bye, Liz. That was the last message.
That was the last one. All right. Did you guys have any final? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Darlene.
I just wanted to see if I could just do a shout out to my 3 kiddos.
Do it.
Because my 2 youngest ones watch live feeds all the time, so they would get a kick out of it.
Nice.
So, hi
Awesome.
Daniel, David, and Dawson.
Here, I brought your picture up as well on the screen. So, and I brought Treasures up as well, so they can actually see your face.
Very cool. They can see it.
Jennilee says, good job, guys. Love the show. Frank says, bye. It was fun. Susan said, thank you. I had fun. Shout out to my boys, Jomara and Joe Marquez. Yes, your mom did it. I'm cool. Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, and we're gonna sign off.
Thank
and
you for having us.
you bet. God bless everybody. See you later.
God bless.
Okay.
Good night.